Hello, you've reached my channel, Cosmic Vibrations. This is going to be a daily reading for today, December 12th, 12/12, double number. I'm going to be picking one main card for the day along with 5 explainer cards. And if you would like to skip straight ahead to the beginning of the reading, I'm going to put a timestamp down below. So you can skip straight to the reading. Let's see. And if you're interested in knowing about the names of the decks I'm using, I'll put those down below too. I'm trying out a different room. This is my kitchen. The upstairs people are being kind of loud, so between the refrigerator buzzing and the noises from upstairs, hopefully you can hear me okay and it's not too echoey. Sound tends to bounce around more in here than it does in my living room. So, hope you guys are well. Sorry this is a bit late. Got a lot of forms to fill out. It's been taking me days to do it. If you hear the weird clicking noises, that's people walking around upstairs, believe it or not. This is usually why I do this in my living room, even though I'm more comfortable in here. We got a bunch of snow yesterday and the night before that, and so it's always nice when it snows because the sun reflects off of the snow and makes it brighter. If you have the wind, if you have the curtains open, it makes the rooms brighter from the natural light bouncing off all that white. Okay. This is for December 12th. 2020. One more. I guess that one wanted to come out too. Can you guys hear that? All right, let's see, maybe this one. You know what this is kind of reminding me of? I don't know if you guys have ever seen those ASMR videos where it's like a screensaver type of thing. And they might have, you know, like a campsite at night by the river, or ambiance of being in an old castle, or various different things like that, where you hear like background muffled voices, or footsteps, or water dripping, and things like that. It's kind of reminding me of that. Maybe you can pretend that we're in an ASMR video. I know which one that is because it's the one that got damaged by water. Let me pick another one to go with it. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Oh, there it is. Wow. Wow. Okay. Let me pick a clarifier to go with the top one, and then I'll show you your cards and explain them. Oh, one came out. Let me do one more. Ugh. Gosh, you guys, I'm trying to reach a resolution with this top section. Let me try a different deck. Let's try this one. Okay, give me a remedy card or something to explain all of this worry up here. Give me an explainer card or a resolution or remedy card for this situation up here, please. All right, well, I'm not getting a clear answer. Maybe the things down below will explain it more. Okay. For December 12th, 2020, you have the Five of Water, otherwise known as the Five of Cups. And before I get into it, I'm going to show you all of these. With it, you had the Nine of Swords, another Five of Cups. These two cards are the same thing. And the Seven of Cups. And then you have two explainer remedy cards. So obviously, for whoever this reading is for, or even a group of you that this is for, it seems as though you are feeling highly disappointed about something today. Or you're just in your feelings. You're in your feelings today. You're trying to process some loss or feelings of disappointment in a situation. Because these are cups, this is very emotional. So this may have something to do with a situation that you had invested your emotions into, which isn't always easy to withdraw from when something doesn't work out because you've invested your heart into it. Some of you may be afraid of losing a relationship or losing something that you care about, losing a home, losing a job. I'm getting more relationships or even alliances, friendships, and close relationships with other people. There's some loss there, disappointment, feelings of sadness, or even simply reminiscing over things from the past that have been that have been disappointing. With it, you have the Nine of Swords. So you're fretting, you're worrying, you're stressing, you're possibly overthinking things. You might be dwelling on this loss, or something about this loss is making you have a hard time sleeping, or you just don't feel well rested because you're just constantly stressed out or worried about a situation. The good news with this card is that, generally speaking, a lot of this worry or fretting can be in your own head rather than in reality. Sometimes it very well is in reality, but sometimes our minds take something that is a small loss and works it over and works it over and frets about it until sometimes it can blow the situation up much larger than it needs to be or is. It definitely doesn't help anything. It doesn't help you or the situation to fret about it. With it, you have the Seven of Cups. So you're emotionally confused. You're not sure what to do about this situation, or what is actually happening, or what isn't happening. You're not really sure. You may not be seeing all of what's going on in the situation. Notice there's a cup behind her. You might be thinking that something is lost when it's actually not, or you might be, your imagination or your fears might be making the situation much bigger than it actually is. Regardless, if you have lost something and it is no longer there, you might be looking around you at other possibilities and just not, you're not feeling content or satisfied by the opportunities or choices that are around you. In comparison to whatever this is that you lost, none of them look as good. A lot of emotional sadness, worry, fretting, and confusion going on right there. So your two remedy cards or explainer cards with all of that is the Wheel of Fortune and the Six of Pentacles. So what I'm seeing is things are changing. Things are changing. Things are moving. Time is marching forward. There might be some things going on that you have yet to see results from, that have already begun or already started, but you haven't seen it arrive around you yet. But you're also, I'm getting something about needing honesty and needing fairness or equality in a situation. Maybe you're in some kind of situation where you just simply are not making enough money for the amount of time that you're spending working on something, or the times are changing and so you're uncertain on how things are going to go in the future, or you feel as though your luck has just not been there, or you've been unlucky. The good news is that the remedy is, it is very possible for you to have equality, equal pay for equal time spent, or equal energy for equal energy, and your luck is improving, or situations are improving. You may not see it yet. Some of you may see it already happening. Some of you may not see it arriving yet, but it seems as though it's on the way. You yourself in your values are changing too. You might be realizing today that a lot of the reasons on why you have had to deal with situations like this is because you were having to settle, or you were having to go without, or you felt as though you needed to stick with a situation that wasn't feeding you properly because it was the only thing available, or the only thing possible at the time. But that is changing. You have the ability to draw in proper situations for yourself in the future that involve equality, fairness, equilibrium, and being able to move forward in a good way with luck. Or something fortunate is about to work out for you. So then you have the Hierophant and the Moon. I'm getting deep emotional healing here that has to do with looking at your instincts and your long-standing subconscious emotional patterns. Some of this up here, it's hard to hold them all up at once. These up here directly have to do with what you're processing. And I see you healing. I see you identifying where these things come from. I'm getting something in here about feeling as though you were not nurtured enough or not understood. Some of you might be, excuse me, extremely intuitive, empathic, psychic, feel things at a very, very deep level. It may be some of you grew up in situations where you were just simply not understood for the kind of character that you have or soul that you have. And you may have even been taught by other people that you are insane or have some kind of a mental health issue, or that you're crazy or too emotional or too roller coastery. When really this is just part of your nature. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're crazy just because other people don't understand it. And there's a lot of past life stuff in here, or things from your childhood. A lot of deep subconscious emotional reactions to things based off of things like fear, being afraid to lose something, fear of not being understood, fear of showing all of yourself in a situation, or even speaking of your emotions. Perhaps some of you have gone through situations where you were gaslighted and taught that you were crazy, you were just imagining it, that wasn't really happening, when really it was. And so you're healing a lot of this. You're really identifying what these subconscious fears are, and depths of your being that have been misunderstood, possibly by yourself or by others, or even things like being gaslighted or being emotionally manipulated by others. You are identifying what these things are, why you feel that way in the first place, and what you can do about it to heal. And if some of you have been in situations in your childhoods where you felt as though you were misunderstood, you were not nurtured properly, you weren't taught how to handle your emotions because perhaps people around you didn't talk about their emotions or even look at their own emotions. So how are you supposed to know how to navigate these subconscious waters if the people around you didn't learn how to do that for themselves or teach you how or guide you? So it might be that some of you are finding like-minded people that can help you through this process, who have also been through this process. This can even be counseling. Counseling so that you can get the help that you need to go through these subconscious fears, emotions, deeply felt things on where they come from at the source, and how to transmute them or deal with them, or even how to feel them without feeling as though you're becoming lost. And also sometimes the moon, which is ruled by Pisces, can represent paranoia as well. So it seems as though you're working through these things, or you're trying to, and you're understanding these things in a much deeper way. And it's important for you to be empowered in this process and to empower yourself. This can even be grief from the loss of a loved one too. On working through grief, possibly getting counseling to work through grief, or just simply acknowledging the fact that you feel these feelings in the first place, instead of shoving them down, because you can't. They're going to rear their head no matter what you do. So I see a lot of empowerment here, wanting to empower yourself. It's almost like this magician is saying, I will no longer be gaslighted. And yeah, just you have the power. You have the power within you to manifest anything you wish. Sometimes things get manifested very slowly, sometimes it happens quickly. But no situation, no emotion inside of yourself, and no person outside of yourself should be making you feel disempowered. It is about what can you do now and what can you begin now. This is also a new beginning. So let's get more on it. Tell me more about the magician. Tell me more about the magician. Actually, I'm going to shuffle it one more time. Okay. The magician is in with a card called the Observer. And so I see before you may have been in it. You may have been swimming in very deep waters. But now it looks as though you are overcoming the feeling of being swamped or of being overcome by emotion by looking at things from an objective standpoint, or looking at things from a different perspective where you are empowered now rather than taken advantage of. And some of you might be going more into a creative craft too, like photography or watching the stars with a telescope, observing something outside of yourself, like a star alignment, a planetary alignment, becoming more empowered by getting out of the house and possibly fiddling around with a camera, taking pictures, or maybe even documenting something. This could be security cameras, it could be shooting videos with your phone, where you're more willing to take action in this situation. I don't know why, but for somebody watching, you might be in a situation where you were gaslighted or treated badly for a long time, or in a situation where you felt it was highly unfair, and you're still processing emotions over that. So now you're working on empowering yourself. And also, some of you may feel a sense of relief and release that this thing is over with. Where even though you're having to dredge through some emotions of possibly resentment, pain, betrayal, abandonment, being gaslighted, now you are more than happy to step out of that situation or have that situation be over so that you can empower yourself with a different perspective now. And you might be pouring your energy into some kind of creativity that has to do with observations, filming, documentaries, recording things. And perhaps things did not work out because the two of you were as different as night and day, which also complements each other too. Day and night complement each other. They fill in what the other one lacks, but they're also extremely different. And sometimes you may feel this way, where you feel as though One moment you're feeling one way, the next moment you're feeling the opposite. Or perhaps you're having a hard time sleeping at night, and so you end up oversleeping during the day. Or your most active awake period happens at night rather than at the day, which is at odds with most people. Or this could be it looks to me like she's wearing glasses, but she's not. Yeah, something from the unconscious, something from possibly even secrets. Sometimes the moon represents secrets, your own secrets, as well as other people's secrets, even secrets that you've been keeping from yourself. There's something that you're bringing in from, your subconscious emotions, fears, deep-seated memory, and you're bringing it into the light of consciousness, where you're becoming aware of these things now. And you're able to act on them now that you can identify and know what they are. Some of you may be taking this transformation and turning it into a craft. And no matter what you're going through, don't discount the little things. This is tiny triumphs. You may not be able to resolve the entire situation or the entire feeling, but you can still celebrate the little things that work out. Not everything is doomed. Even though this seems like a very difficult time for you to go through, there are still things around you to celebrate. There are still little things that can work out that bring you happiness and make you feel like not all is lost or everything is not doomed. You can't, it's kind of like the opposite of, you might have won the battle, but you lost the war. I don't know how to explain that. It's like, even though you may have lost the war, you still have won several battles, which have changed your life for the better or yourself for the better. So I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but that's what I got. Then you have the One Ring Circus. So I'm getting, some of you may have recently become single, or you have been single for a long time and you're ready to have a relationship or ready to have other people around you. I mean, this is a woman on top of an elephant, on top of a tiny little rock out in the middle of nowhere by themselves. At least she has her elephant and she's not completely alone. But this is even just reminding me of quarantine or reminding me of isolation, not being able to be as social as you normally are because of circumstances. This can also be just feeling completely alone, like you are the only one to care about what you're doing or what you're manifesting, or the only person you have to rely on is you, which can be a good thing because you have the Magician in here, which is also about taking it upon yourself to manifest what you wish without the need for help from others. This is independence, empowerment, being able to know deeply that you can create what you wish without help. But on the flip side, some of you may be feeling too isolated, too individual, like you really just need more connection with other people. Or you're feeling almost too alone. You may waver back and forth between these two feelings. So let me get more on that. Tell me more about the One Ring Circus. Maybe you took some time out deliberately on your own to look at things differently or get some peace in a situation. interesting. Okay. So with the One Ring Circus, you have the Tower, which in the Lenormand system is not the same as the Tower in the Tarot. It's a completely different meaning, which is more about having higher ground, being on a lookout for something, and also being protected by a tower, which is reminding me very much of this lady on top of her elephant. They both look like a tower. And this is reminding me of the Observer. From that high up, it is much easier to observe the things that are around you and to be able to see things that are coming from a distance. With it, you have the Fox. It might be that somebody watching you may be concerned about retaliation or attempted control by another, which you have to be on the lookout for. Maybe whoever hurt you from before, who gaslighted you, was not to be trusted or is untrustworthy, or may even have an aspect of their nature that retaliates. And so if that is the case for somebody watching, be on the lookout. But also don't live in paranoia too, which is reminding me of this. Don't live in fear. Don't live in worry. Don't live in total stress. If you're worried about somebody coming back to meddle with your life or meddle with you, get a camera, videotape it, have security cameras, have electronics nearby that you can document this with if this really is something to worry about. For some of you, it might be a free-floating anxiety that you have to be on guard in case some negative energy comes back and tries to meddle with you. For some of you, this may very well be simply just needless worry or paranoia and not necessarily be founded in reality. So I want to say here, of course, be cautious if you really feel that there's danger in the situation, but at the same time, don't live in fear. Set things up where you have what you need in order to counteract this if it does happen, but also not to live as if you are looking over your shoulder all the time. There's a way to work your energy where you fend these things off simply from your willpower, where you will no longer give that situation or person any more of your power, and you have it in you to ward those things off energetically, where you don't even have to deal with them in the first place. That isn't always the case, though. Sometimes you need to file a restraining order or something like that, too. So, which can also be an aspect of the magician, taking matters into his own hands. Then you have Clover and the Garden. Your remedy in this situation is to get out more, to spend time with loved ones, to do something that you enjoy, to get creative, and your luck is improving. Maybe something about letting go of this situation or this situation going away has made you luckier, has made you more prosperous, has made you feel healthier, has made you feel positive. It's important to still do things that you enjoy, that bring you, it's like everyone has favorite things to do, whether it's to go out kayaking, to go to an art museum, to, there's a million things that you can enjoy. To do what you enjoy, to not let sadness or disappointment stop you from enjoying your life. And also in realizing that you are lucky, you can create luck and you can invite luck in. It's not as though this situation has removed your luck permanently. So then you have True Love. this love is a once in a lifetime love. Interesting. I want to know more about this. Maybe for some of you, you feel as though you're losing a relationship when really you're not. You just need to take some space or some time. Or you may have a new love coming in. For somebody watching, you may have actually lost a loved one through death that felt like a true love or was a true love. But let me see if I get more. Tell me more about this true love. Or you're ready to manifest true love because you are healing old emotional patterns from the past that were keeping you from being able to find true love back then. Instead, you kept on subconsciously inviting the wrong energy in because that's what you were used to. But it seems as though everything is changing now. You may be able to bring this in finally. So let's see. Treasured memories. This may be somebody from the past that you truly loved. It might be somebody who's no longer around. You treasure the memories of this person, or you could possibly want to bring this back in a different form because you've experienced it before. But let me see if I get any more. The gardener. Look. With that true love card, you have the gardener, and remember, you have the garden as well. So if some of you have lost love, and you have a lot of treasured memories about this person, but you may be drowning in sorrow at times, keep yourself busy with something that you enjoy. If you can't do anything about that anymore, keep yourself busy with hobbies, talents, the company of people that you enjoy, doing things that you enjoy to kind of snap you out of it. It's important to grieve and heal, but at the same time, you don't want to live eternally in the past. You want to keep on moving forward into the future. By all means, have your treasured memories, but at the same time, don't live in those treasured memories. It's important for you to live your life in the here and now and to keep yourself busy with something that you enjoy. By doing that, you can bring yourself some much needed energy and a feeling of empowerment of you can still create what you wish now. And for some of you where you want to bring this back in, this true love, you can do so by doing things that you enjoy. Maybe if you take a class or if you join some kind of a small group. I know things are more difficult now than normally because of social distancing and all of that stuff. There's still got to be a way that you can meet new people that are interested in the same things as you, or to cultivate the love that you have right now. If you have love right now, to treasure instead of thinking about how things used to be in the relationship and how you wish you had that now. Cultivate it. Cultivate it now to the best of your ability. Appreciate it now. Don't think so much about the past with a relationship. Focus on the here and now. Let me see if I get anything else. Let's do this one. Tell me more about this true love. Some of you may be losing your minds temporarily right now in thinking that a relationship is over when it's not. It may just be a much needed rest in the relationship. If it really is true love, then it will come back. Let's see. Okay, one more. Tell me more about this true love. That's an odd one. Okay. Something has happened, or the person may be distancing themselves from you or you from them. There must be a much needed break here, or something has ended. Just because you have not received what you've wished for in the past doesn't mean that you can't have it now. You have the magical map shifter. This is reminding me of the Wheel of Fortune. Things are changing. What you choose now, or the choices that are available to you now that you take, will determine where you go in the future. So be very, it's interesting. She's in a fog, but he's blindfolded, and he's just trusting the fates and choosing the right thing, even though he can't see. She can't really see that well either. It might be you're not able to really see what's available to you at this time, but there's a lot available to you, a lot of choices and things you could pick on where you go from here. Some of you may be confused on what to pick or what to choose, but regardless, you have a lot of choices and things are changing and moving. And you will no longer be able to be in this situation. This is the dragon's lair, by the way. It looks very isolated, cold. Like danger is lurking. It's weird. But you can transmute that and be wide open to the possibilities for you in the future. It does not have to be the way that it was in the past. You can have what you wish, but it involves an emotional transformation of sorts, as well as keeping yourself busy with things that you enjoy. And yeah, interesting. Okay, let me pick one bonus card, just as an extra message for you. Be authentic to who you are. You are asked to be real and true, pertaining to who you are and how you feel. Don't let anyone gaslight you or make you feel like you're crazy for feeling the way that you do or being who you are. Whatever that is needs to be flushed out of your emotional and mental body completely, so that you can be open. Where is it? So you can be wide open instead of feeling like you have to close yourself up out of the fear that others won't understand. But you are healing at this time. And the most important thing is to be unapologetically yourself and to honor how you feel and realize the validity in how you feel, regardless of what other people have told you in the past or are telling you now. So, okay. hopefully that resonated for someone. That was a very particular reading for today. Take it as an analogy, and of course it may not resonate, so it's up to you to know. Okay, take care. See you tomorrow. Bye.